Only 11 days till Christmas, and you've still got time to pick up that special gift for the comic book collector in your life. Head on over to the SmallTown Collectibles Instagram page and find my holiday mystery box on sale right now for $35 shipped. Every book in the box will either be a first appearance, a key issue, a DC Marvel #1, or an indie comic #1, and there's also some fire covers in the box. The more you buy, the cheaper they are, and every box that you purchase enters you into a giveaway for our grand prizes. We've almost got the Tier 2 GP unlocked, and we'll be announcing the Tier 3 giveaway soon. Today, on New Comic Book Day on a Budget, we're going to take the first appearances and key issues list that I did yesterday, and I'm going to give you my top 5 picks plus one bonus sleeper pick if you're on a budget on New Comic Book Day every week. That's coming up next. I'm Jimmy Don Kerr, and this is the SmallTown Collectibles YouTube channel. So before we get into talking about my top 5 picks this week, I want to ask you, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, do that now. Hit that subscription button. Turn on that notification bell so that you get notified when I put out new content. Smash that like button and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about the picks this week. But also, to be entered into our weekly giveaway that I will announce at the end of this video, as well as our winner from last week. Number 5. Solveig, a young farm girl of great promise, is haunted by visions from the god king Odin himself, in words she cannot understand and images too violent for a child to comprehend. Odin tasks Solveig with a brutal mission: retrieve his eye, the one he famously traded for wisdom, and bring it to him. In the real world, the winter season has not left the land of Solveig's people for several years. As crops fail and livestock perish, fear and panic grow. In their desperation to appease the gods and free the land of this never-ending winter, the tribe turns to the child whose visions are surely a sign from Odin. A war party is assembled. Solveig and a band of warriors, including an all-seeing witch, are sent north on a great quest, one which will change all that she knows, all who she has known, and all that she will become. So number 5 on the list this week is Odin's Eye from Bad Idea Comics with a $9.99 cover price. Now, I've said it on here many times that I've enjoyed pretty much all the Bad Idea titles that I've read. I'm not crazy about their marketing plan. I think that probably sounded like a good idea when it started, but at the end of the day, I don't think it was great, and they lost a lot of steam in their marketing approach. But this book really intrigues me. This is a 5-issue limited series, and it's a weekly series. So for the next 5 weeks, Odin's Eye will be coming out. And I really kind of dig the premise of the synopsis. A young girl with visions from Odin who's going to end up going out on a quest. And that checks a lot of boxes for me. And I can't wait to read this one this week. And that's why I put it at number 5 on the list. Number 4. As the Magistrate continues to tighten its iron fist around Gotham City, things get even worse when the successor to the Clown Prince of Crime takes up the mantle and becomes the next Joker. As the villain embarks on a murderous rampage across the city, only one man stands between him and his latest victim, the scoundrel for hire known as Grifter. So number 4 on the list this week is Future State Gotham number 8 with a retail price of $3.99. Now, the primary reason for this being on the list, and as I mentioned yesterday in first appearances and key issues, is the fact that we have a successor for Joker. In anything that's Joker related, if this character becomes anything at all in the DCU or in the future comic books, I think is going to be an important book to have, and is definitely a key issue. Now, we don't know that anything will come out of Future State, but they're definitely moving towards that way, or at least in that direction at DC right now. So I think Future State Gotham number 8 is going to be a good book to pick up just because of this first appearance. Number 3. Over 50 years ago, legendary writer Roy Thomas teamed with visionary artist Barry Windsor Smith for the first comic book adaptation of Robert E. Howard's pulp novel icon, introducing true believers to swords and sorcery in the mighty Marvel manner. Conan comic books soon became a huge industry-changing success story, and it all began with Conan the Barbarian #1 in 1970. Join the young Sumerian warrior as he and his Azir raiding party invade the land of Vanheim, setting Conan on a path of adventure leading to winged demons, a dark temple, and a mysterious starstone which could offer a vision of Conan's future as a king. It's one of the all-time great Marvel comic books, boldly represented in its original form, ads and all. So number 3 on the list is a book I'm excited to have on here. That's Conan the Barbarian #1 Facsimile Edition with a retail price of $3.99. Now, #1, Conan is an iconic character in comic books. And to be able to get a facsimile copy of the original issue, I think is exciting. And these facsimile copies tend to gain value over time because it is an original representation of the original book. And as far as I know, this is the first facsimile that's been done, because on Midtown and all the other places that I look for books, it is represented as the cover B, which leads me to believe this may be the first time it's been done. Now, I could be absolutely wrong about that, and my boy Gary B, the Casual Comic Guy, I'm sure will be able to tell me for sure in the comments. But yeah, I'm excited to have this book, not only to give it a read, to see kind of how Conan started as far as Marvel Comics is concerned. But yeah, just it's a new title. It's one I haven't read, and it's a title that I can pick up, maybe pick up a couple of copies, and it will gain some value down the road. Number 2. Bruce Banner finally has control with the Hulk locked away. But with a tight grip on his plans, Bruce forgot one thing. Variables can happen at any time. And this one, even Bruce couldn't have imagined. The craziness continues as the Hulk hurtles farther out into space, but he is not alone out there. So Hulk #2 is at #2 on the list this week with a retail price of $3.99. And if you didn't read Hulk 1, you should. It's very interesting. Now, of course, this is the Donny Cates adaptation of this series, following up Al Ewing. And the first issue, to say the least, was interesting. It was the Hulk in a way that I don't believe I've ever read the Hulk before. And I absolutely cannot wait to read this. This will probably be the first book that I read, because I'm really, really intrigued about the direction that this book is going to go in and what Cates is going to do with this character, because he is known to change characters in a way where you don't even recognize him when he's done. And so I'm interested to see what he does with the Hulk here. I don't want him to change him too much, but after his run on Venom, which I enjoyed, I know a lot of people kind of got tired of that, but I did enjoy it. I cannot wait to see where he takes the Hulk character. Now, you do get a first appearance in this book, and it's the first appearance of a second Bruce Banner that is referenced in the solicitation for issue #3. Number 1. 25 years ago, a genuine masked hero came out of nowhere to declare war on crime. All of America celebrated the exploits of the black-clad vigilante as he took down one lawbreaker after another. And then he disappeared. But when down on his luck investigator Jake Stevens is hired to find the long missing Dark Avenger, his inquiries threaten to expose the myth behind the mask. So Cloak #1 is the #1 book on my list this week at a retail price of $3.99. Dark Horse brings us this book, and it's written by Mike Richardson, who was the creator of The Mask, the producer of the Hellboy film franchise, and the writer of 47 Ronin graphic novel. Now, I enjoyed The Mask. I enjoyed the Hellboy film franchise. I have not read 47 Ronin. That may be something I pick up to read. But I really like the synopsis of this book. I dig the cover. Really dig everything about it. And it's one of, outside of the Hulk #2, one of the books that I'm most excited to get to read this week. And again, you know, there's so many things being made into TV shows this day that this could be a neat spin-off on, you know, the vigilantes that we see in comic books that we've never seen before. So Cloak #1 is my #1 pick this week from Dark Horse. Cannot wait to pick this one up. Sleeper pick. When Eric is hit by a mysterious blast of light from space, he suddenly finds his mind filled with designs for strange devices. But when he blindly begins building them, he won't discover what they do until he and his friends turn them on. But do they dare? So my sleeper pick this week comes from Red 5 Comics, and that is download number 1 with a retail price of $3.95. Again, it's another one of those books, like when I'm reading the synopsises, when I'm trying to do this video, I'm looking at books that I think could be a good read, A, but B, I could see a TV show or something being made of down the road. And I really like this. I also dig the cover on this one, but I think the concept of, basically you get hit by a blast of light and now all of a sudden you've got this stuff in your mind and you start building these things, but you don't know what they do. Again, that seems like that could be a Netflix show or Prime Video show, and it's something I would probably watch if it came on. So that's why I chose download number 1 from Red 5 Comics as my sleeper pick this week. All right, guys, that is it for my top 5 list this week and the sleeper pick. So let's jump into our giveaways. As I mentioned last week, I'm going to start doing a weekly giveaway in this video, new Comic Book Day on a Budget, as well as the first appearances and key issues video. So I asked you to comment in that video telling me the book that you were most excited to read this coming week. We're going to do something very similar this week, but I want to award the prize right now to the winner. And these were the 2 books, Animal Castle and King of Spies from Image. Both these books, the week they came out, made my top 5 list. And the winner of this week's giveaway is One Paz. His comment was, "Thanks for the info. I didn't know about Deviltree. Sounds interesting. My pick is something new from Dark Horse called Daisy." Daisy was a great read, One Paz. So congratulations on winning these 2 books. And reach out to me on my Instagram, and I'll get your shipping info and get these books right out to you. All right, so this week's giveaway, we're going to do something very similar. We're going to ask you to be subscribed to the channel, like this video, and leave a comment below letting me know what your favorite pick this new Comic Book Day is. And the books that are up for grabs are my number 1 book last week, Devil's Reign. This is the follow-up to the Zdarsky Daredevil run, that 36-issue series. This is a 6-issue limited series that follows that up, that is focused on Kingpin. Was a phenomenal read. I love this book. Be glad to send this out to somebody. And the other one is Mother F. Goose. This was another one. I didn't include this in my top 5 list. I really considered it, but I picked this one up, and it was a great read. Really loved it. My boy DJ Links told me that a lot of these one-shots that are coming out from Aftershock have been great, and he wasn't wrong. This was very good. So I picked this one up. So these are the 2 books that you're playing for this week. Dark Reign number 1 and Tales of Mother F. Goose. So like the video, be subscribed to the channel. Let me know in the comments what the book is that you're looking forward to most this week. And then we'll do a random selection of someone next week who comments, and we'll announce the winner. All right, guys, that is it for me this week for New Comic Book Day on a Budget for this New Comic Book Day, December 15th, 2021. Appreciate you guys so much for coming over and hanging out with me on the channel for a little bit today. I hope this video helps you out in some way if you're on a budget and you're trying to figure out what books you need to pick up. That's the point of this video, and like I said, I hope it helps you guys out. Have a great New Comic Book Day, guys, and as we always end these things, until next time.